This
I am
conference will now be recorded.
Program and Event Coordinator. Thanks for joining us for this 20 to 30 minute warm-up session to start off Move for Melanoma. So Will Vigors from the Active Path has very generously agreed to design a warm-up for us that incorporates skin cancer statistics, so that should be very fun. A quick note to say that this session is being recorded and will be posted to our YouTube channel. So if you don't want to be part of the recording, you can turn your camera off. Otherwise, feel free to leave it on, but please do mute yourself. And if you'd like to be able to see Will, I think the default right now is that you see everyone's cameras. So if you want to be able to see only Will, at the very top of the screen, if you click on everyone, you can select active cameras, and then Will's screen will be the biggest. All right, let's get started. Will, over to you. And I'm going to mute myself.
All right. I think everyone should be able to hear me now. So welcome. What we're going to do is we're going to pretty much take you through a very general warm-up here. I'm not entirely sure what everybody's actually got planned for the day. Some people I've heard have actually already finished off a golfing session. So this will be more like a cool down / extra piece for you to do today. I'll bring the board a little bit closer so we can have a quick look at everything, and then I'm going to move it out of the way so you can actually see what I'm doing as we go through each piece here. All right, not entirely sure if you can all see that very clearly, but it doesn't matter. We're talking through it anyway in a general sense. So we're going to do a warm-up. We're going to start with some breathing mechanics today. I don't know how many of you have done a lot of breath work before, but it's something that unfortunately society tends to lack. So we're going to get you a little bit more connected to using breath as an easy access point to the neurological system there, and get you ready using the diaphragm and the nose to do the rest of your work for the day. After we've done a little bit of breath work, which will incorporate some projected new male cases for melanoma this year, we're going to move on to just a general blood flow warm-up there. If you've done mountain climbers and jumping jacks before, this is awesome. It won't take too long. That's all we're going to be incorporating there. We'll be looking at the chance of development in either sex there, both males and females as well. And then once we move over to the final portion of the warm-up here, what we're going to be doing is actually prepping the lower body for activity, and then also prepping the upper body for activity. We're going to be looking at projected new female cases, just like we did with the breath work. We looked at projected new male cases for melanoma. And then we're going to be looking at the actual death count per 100,000 in both sexes, and then males and then females as well. So what we're going to do is, and we can do this kind of here without me having to move too far out of the way, what you need to be able to do, and I can't see anyone's screen, so you're going to have to be very self-reliant here and check in on yourself. We're going to breathe through our noses, all right? So all I want you to do is, you can sit, you can stand, you can do whatever you want, but I want you to focus on breathing in and out through your nose, taking about 10 nasal breaths. I'm going to do this as kind of a time check, because I can't see how you're going. So really slowly taking 10 breaths in and out through your nose only. Keep those mouths nice and closed for me. That's maybe 10, maybe it's more. Doesn't really matter if it actually is more. Now, if you were really able to focus in and use your nose there, that's great. We want to use your nose as much as possible, and nasal breathing actually should incorporate at least 80% of all work that you're doing. So if you find that you switch over to using your mouth really quickly, this is a good indication that you need to use this a little bit more. Next, what we're going to do is just get you in tune with the belly. So when we breathe, we want to make sure that this is going to be expanding in all directions as you inhale. Your diaphragm, right? Easy to say belly because we can see it, but it's the diaphragm that's actually contracting and expanding as we breathe. So when you breathe in, we should see a noticeable increase in belly size first rather than chest. All right. So that's what we're going to do now for just 5 breaths. You can place one hand on your belly if you want to self-check there. So 5 breaths using the nose and now using the belly. Five breaths, done. So now that we've actually got everything working mechanically, and that's a very quick kind of summation of what you need to be able to do, we're going to move into what's called box breathing. You're going to set your sort of neurological pathway to what we're going to do next. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do 4, 2, 9, and 4. So that's 4,294 projected new male cases for this year. What that means as far as box breathing and that number, we're going to do a 4-second inhale. We're going to hold that inhale for 2 seconds. We're going to over double that time on the exhale. So we're going to go for a 9-second exhale, and then we're going to hold the exhale for 4 seconds. We're going to do this between 3 and 5 times, depending on how quickly you count. I'm just going to do it 3 times through, and we'll move on at that point. But if you're counting very quickly today, maybe you're going to get closer to 5 rounds of this done, all right? So 4-second inhale. Getting ready, using the nose and the belly. Here we go. 2-second hold. 9-second exhale. 4-second hold. This is the hard part. Now control that inhale for 4 seconds. Hold it for 2. Exhale for 9. Hold it for 4. Inhale for 4 more. Holding it for another 2. Here's that slow exhale for 9. Last hold here on that exhale for 4 seconds. Nice work. If you're still going, or if you've done more than those 3 rounds there, that's great. So what you should feel is that you're actually a little bit more in tune with your nervous system right now. Slowing down that exhale is going to help bring you back into a parasympathetic state. So if you're ramping up to do something like fight or bear, maybe that's the wrong kind of breath work that you want to do. But if you want to be ready for what is going to be coming next, to be in control of your response to that, control that exhale, slow it down. All right. Now we're going to move on to actually getting some blood flowing. So there is a 2.1% chance of development melanoma in either sex. So we're going to do 2 rounds to represent 2.1%. We're going to do 25 mountain climbers, which is going to be 25 males having that, or out of 100,000 as current cases of melanoma. And then we're going to do 19 jumping jacks. 19 is representative of current cases out of 100,000 in females. Okay, so 2 rounds, 25 mountain climbers, and don't worry, I'm going to show you what these are as well, and then 19 jumping jacks. So bringing it down onto the floor over here. When we're doing a mountain climber, we want to make sure that our hands are situated underneath our shoulders, like so. Our legs are going to be straight back behind us. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring our foot up underneath the body as high as we can. It doesn't need to come right up and be flat, but we're going to bring it up and be on the toe in this position. We're going to shoot that back and switch to the other side. Right? 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. We're going to do 25 of those. Then jumping jacks. We're going to do 19 jumping jacks. Right? When you're doing your jumping jacks, we want to make sure that we're getting into that nice open position and then closing back again with the legs opening also. So we're going to see if I can put you into a better position there. Perfect. You're going to see the legs and arms opening and closing. Legs. Now, if you can't jump for whatever reason, and the same if your hips are a little bit limited as you're actually doing those mountain climbers, move within range that you're capable of moving, okay? Maybe your jumping jacks are stepping just on one side. and then on the other, one side, and then on the other. It's going to give you a little bit more control through the hips and then through the shoulders. And with the mountain climbers, if you're stepping them forwards, that's also fun. So in your own time now, I'm going to see if I can switch back to someone else's webcam to view people. Let's do 25 mountain climbers and 19 jumping jacks. Twice. Ready, go. I'll watch Rosie. There we go. Good. I see a lot of good work here. See them hips. I'm seeing different rates of movement. That's perfect. Move in what you're capable of doing. Good stuff. If you happen to finish these 2 rounds faster than everybody else, that's great. Take a drink. Have a little break. This is just getting some of that blood flowing. We've got more to come. Great work, Kath. Look at all those jumping jacks. Is anyone else Australian on here and calls them star jumps? No? Everyone's jumping jacks. Good stuff. So you're into that second round you're going for. Again, it's 25 mountain climbers and 19 jumping jacks. Well done. Again, if you finish that nice and early, take a quick little break, have a drink, breathe, control your state of being again, use that nose. And yes, this entire time, whilst you're doing those mountain climbers and jumping jacks, you should be breathing through your nose as well. Oh, Rosie's going weighted jumping jacks over here. Very nice. All right, we'll give everyone another 30 seconds or so just to finish that off. And we're going to move right along. All right, that'll probably do it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to look at, and with our breath work, we looked at projected new cases in males. We're going to now look at projected new cases in females. So that's 3,729, okay, 3,729. So what does that break down to for a warm-up? We're going to do 3 rounds, 7 staggered good mornings, 2 standing straight leg holds for about 10 seconds or so each, depending on how your balance is there. Again, don't worry, we're going to go through these movements. And then 9 pause squats with a press out. What are all of those things? Let's have a look. So with your staggered stance good morning, all you're going to do is take a step forward and push your hips to the wall behind you. That would be 1. You can continue walking, or you can just bring that foot back and take the other one out in front, pushing those hips back to the wall behind you. Stand up. We will do 7 of those. We're doing 3 rounds, so pick a leg that might need to have that little extra stretch or a little extra work, and that one's probably going to get a couple more reps done. Right? Once we've done those, we're going to do 2 standing straight leg holds, 1 on each leg. Okay? What is that? You're simply going to stand in place, and you're going to balance on one leg as you lift the other one up. You're going to hold this for about 10 seconds. Now, if you're only able to lift your leg to here, great. If you have any problems with your quads, lift with a bent knee instead. It's going to give you a similar effect, okay? And it'll stop the tension in this from building up and becoming too much. Remember though, we're doing 2, so it's going to be 1 on each leg, right? And then finally, we're going to do 9 pause squat press outs. It's kind of exactly how it sounds. We're going to pause in a squat and press something out in front of you. So if you have a water bottle, which I'm hoping all of you do, you should have something available. Wine bottles count for the moment, Rosie. All right, you're going to hold that. Okay, hold that bottle here. We're going to squat by pushing your hips back a little bit and then sending the knees forwards. Press that bottle out in front of you. Pause for 1 or 2 seconds. Stand back up. hinge, bend the knees, pause, stand back up. That's a pause squat with a press out, okay? So to rehash, 3 rounds, 7 staggered good mornings, 2 straight leg holds, and 9 pause squats with a press out. Now, obviously not everyone can actually squat all the way down there. Do what you need to. If you're a little bit limited, maybe you're squatting to a bench or a couch or something similar instead, okay? If you cannot squat, you have one other option there. You can do a good morning, a glute bridge. So we're gonna lie down on the floor and you're simply going to lift up, hold for 2 seconds and come back down. Yes, doesn't mean we need to do the press out, but if you really want to use those shoulders right now as well, you could hold something over your head whilst you do that, in case you can't squat. All right, in your own time now, we're going for 3 rounds. The first movement, 7 staggered stance good mornings. Off you go. Good, that's it. So think about stepping forwards, push the hips back, squeeze to stand. Other foot, push the hips back, squeeze to stand. Push the hips back, squeeze to stand. Very nice. Once you've done 7 of those, really focus on pushing the hips to the back wall there. You're going to do 2 standing straight leg holds. How's that memory? Standing, 1 leg out in front. You're going to feel like there's a lot of work going on here, and through the front section of the leg up here, near the hip flexor as well. Good. About 10 seconds hold on each leg there. Perfect. So once you've done 1 leg, switch over to the other one. Want to get a stronger core? This is how you do it. All those sit-ups don't mean too much. Nice. Once you've done your 2 straight leg holds, we're going to do 9 pause squat press outs. So you're going to be standing in a position ready to squat, feet more or less underneath your shoulders, squatting down, pressing that object out in front of you, standing back up. Make sure you pause for 1 to 2 seconds on each repetition there. Oh, look at that. Rosie's gone double wine bottles again. I can't hear you though, Rosie. You're muted. What was that? Kath has, is that tequila? Very nice. Great work. So once you've done 9 of those, you're going back to start round number 2. Round number 2 is going to still start with those staggered stance good mornings. So in your own time there, going back to that staggered stance good morning, doing 7 repetitions. Very nice. Once you finish your 7 staggered stance good mornings, Marianne's already there, you're moving into your standing straight leg hold. So simply standing and holding 1 leg in the air for about 10 seconds. And then obviously doing the other rep on the other leg. Good stuff. All right. Once you finish those straight leg holds, you're going back into the 9 pause squat with a press out. Again, limit yourself to where you're capable of moving. You do not have to squat all the way to the floor. You could be squatting to a couch, a bench. You could just be limiting yourself with your joint health as it is. All right. Nice. Very good. Remember, try to press that object out in front of you as you're descending down into that squat. There we go. Look at that. These are pretty decent squats over here. Nice. Once you finish those 9 pause squat press outs, you're going into the final round here. Yep, getting nice and warm for sure. 7 staggered stance good mornings in your 3rd round. Because remember, we're looking at 3,729. So 3 rounds of 7, 2, and 9. Awesome. Warming up that back side of the body there. Hard for me to see people's bellies and people's mouths, but how many of you are still nasal breathing at this point? Nice. We've got a few. So absolutely, we want to try to always limit our warm-ups to being in control of your breath as well. Should be able to nasal breathe through an entire warm-up set here. Good, once you finish those, and it looks like everyone's cottoned on there, standing straight leg hold on each leg. Nice work. Again, if you're moving a little bit slower than this, that is okay. That means that you're doing the amount of work that you are capable of doing in this time frame. It means that if someone's moving a little bit faster, maybe they are able to do a little bit more work. That is also okay. Right? And then finally, once you finish those straight leg holds, we're doing 9 pause squat press outs. I'll give everyone another 1 minute, 1.5 minutes there to finish this off. And then we're going to move into the final part of the warm-up for today, which will be looking at the shoulders. Awesome. If you have finished that, take a break, have a quick drink. What am I looking at here, Rosie? It's a pentage? No, can't quite see it. It's too fuzzy on the screen. All right. So the final portion of the warm-up today is going to be looking at the deaths per 100,000. So we're looking at 3 cases being kind of the average for both males and females. As far as breaking that down into just males, we're looking at 4 being males and 2 for females. So 2 deaths per 100,000. So we're looking at kind of those ultimatum figures here. Now, what we are going to be doing with those numbers to finish off the warm-up, we're going to be doing 3 rounds of 4 and 2. The movement that we're going to do 4 repetitions of is a push-up shoulder tap. The movement we're going to do 2 repetitions of, and this one's going to be nice for most people because that'll be enough, burpees. We're going to do 2 burpees, all right, every round. Now, what those look like. So for anyone that has the ability to do a push-up onto the floor, that's great. You can do a push-up to the floor. If you do not, I would like you to find an elevated surface. That could be a countertop, a bench, a couch, a chair. Just make sure it's stable enough as you're going to do that movement, okay? Before we do our push-ups, we always want to make sure that we set our shoulders ever so slightly back, not pull all the way back, but just ever so slightly back and down, okay? So we don't want our shoulders to be rolled up here as we're trying to do those push-ups. So set back, set down. This is our natural position to be able to do those push-ups. As far as where the elbows go, don't flare them out to the sides, but don't pinch them in tight. Find a natural 45 or so degree angle that's going to allow you to have a good shoulder position the whole way through. So what does a push-up shoulder tap look like? I'll go front so everyone can kind of see what's happening there. We're going to go down to the floor. We're going to come back up, and then you're simply going to tap one side and tap the other. And then again, down, up, tap, tap. Down, up, tap, tap. Ever so slight pause on each of those taps, okay? We're going to do 4 of those. Before we start, once you've done 4 of those, you're going to do 2 burpees. Now for a burpee, this might be difficult, so we've got a couple of modifications. Your regular burpee is quite simply going down to the floor and just coming back up off the floor with a jump. If you cannot do a jump or come down onto the floor very easily. What we're going to be looking at doing is stepping the burpee. So you place your hands down, step back, lower, peel up, step forwards, maybe a little jump if there's one there. Now, if you cannot do that either, we're going to change it to a reverse lunge instead. So you'll do 4, 2 on each leg, reverse lunges. We take a step back and drop the back knee to the floor. From the side, that looks like this. Take a step back, drop that leg knee to the floor, standing back up. Right? So if you're not doing burpees today, reverse lunges are good to go. All right, 3 rounds here, 4 push-up shoulder taps, 2 burpees. Here we go. Last part of the warm-up. Again, focus on that nasal breath. Be in control the whole time. Looks like Kath has some company here. Very nice. Again, with those push-ups, you can find that elevated surface to do a push-up to. A countertop works perfectly. If you cannot do a push-up, you could just do the shoulder taps as well. So straight arm plank position and just doing 4 shoulder taps for me. That would work perfectly today. Once you've done your 4 push-up shoulder taps, you're moving into your 2 burpees or 4 reverse lunges, 2 on each leg. Really nice. Okay, I see some mixes of reverse lunges. I see a couple of burpees happening. Perfect. Now, we're going through that again 2 more times because we're going for that full 3 rounds here, okay? So 3 rounds of this work. Again, be in control. We don't need to rush through these movements. We want to breathe and be stable. So 4 push-up shoulder taps and 2 burpees, or just doing shoulder taps with no push-up and potentially reverse lunges. Very nice. Once you finish that second round, you've got that final 3rd round to do. And I'm fairly sure at this stage, everyone's feeling like they're well and truly warmed up. Good. So again, 4 push-ups with a shoulder tap or just shoulder taps. And then moving into 2 burpees or 2 reverse lunges on each leg. I see some cheerleading going on. That's good. Get Rosie to the finish line. Well done. Seeing some completed people already. This is great. So if you are coming out of that thinking, I am completely out of control of my breath, just think about those mechanics that we did at the very start of the warm-up there. Breathing through the nose, big deep inhale through that diaphragm, and exhale as well. Control that exhale. You bring that heart rate back under control, bring your response back under control, and you're ready for whatever's going to come next for you for today. I'm going to pass it back over to Marianne now. And thanks everyone for tuning in for that warm-up. Well done.
Well, I'm a little out of breath. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Will. And thanks to everyone for joining. And I hope you have a wonderful day moving for melanoma, wherever you are, whatever you're doing today. And thank you again so much for your support. Have a lovely day.
Shout out to Pentage Winery. I guess I'm muted. You're muted, yeah. Oh.
Yes, definitely shout out to all our sponsors.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, a shout out to Pentage Winery who supported us from Penticton. So thank you, Julie. We appreciate it.
Yes, very generous.
Now we're going to enjoy that bubbly with some orange juice.
Awesome. Okay,
Well
thanks
done once again, everyone. Have
Thank
a
you.
wonderful day. Well done
Thank
for getting through everything.
Oh, there's Kathy.